In this video, we got one heck of a challenge ahead of us, and maybe the craziest scenario I've ever seen. I'm standing on the trunk of a red oak, suspended at least 10 feet off the ground. This thing uprooted, it landed between the crotch section of another red oak tree, but it didn't stop there. After wedging itself in the crotch of this red oak, it spans 50 feet over to this grouping of basswood trees where it wedged itself between them. No part of this tree is touching the ground, it's completely suspended. All in all, there's about 45 feet of millable wood here. So I want to get this thing out of here and mill it up, but we've got 4 obstacles in our way. The first obstacle is this red oak that also uprooted, blocking our path. We can't get the logging trailer or the equipment to that tree. As you can see, this is a big old tree. We're just gonna worry about the top right now and save this part for another video. Oh, there's some raccoon poop. I didn't sit in it, luckily. That was close. You can see the side-by-side over there, that's where the trail comes from. So I just want to make a trail right through here, so I just need to take part of this out and roll it out of the way, clean it up, because that's our first obstacle. This right here is our next obstacle. This stump, this root ball, it weighs a lot, and I want to cut it off, and it's going to drop down and fall. I can reach this part, so it won't be too bad, I don't think. We'll find out. Also, I wonder if I could do anything with this stump. This thing's pretty cool. Full of dirt. The obstacle that concerns me the most is this right here. The fact that this thing is suspended in the air. I don't really want to stand here with a chainsaw and cut it, so I'm gonna have to work my way from one end to the other and get it down on the ground. As you can see, even over here, it's way above my head, so I'd have to hold the saw way up here. So it could be very dangerous. I think I'm gonna have to start on that end and work my way back after I get rid of the stump. I've got to really take my time and think this part through. I don't want to get hurt out here. And then the final obstacle that could be a real challenge is the terrain here. I've got to get my logging trailer in here and somehow get these logs out of here. As you can see, I'm gonna have to go up this hill. We've got ice and all kinds of stuff in the way. I may have to try to roll stuff down. I'm not sure yet. That could be a real challenge. If I can accomplish all that, then we can put it on the mill and see what we got. But first, we got to make a path. These branches over here were dead on the tree before it ever fell, so they're kind of like, almost like, I call it petrified. They're really hard. And then they were buried in the dirt, so I got into the dirt trying to get them cut in half. So we're gonna have to sharpen the chain because it is very dull. This is a mill log right here, but we're not gonna mill it on this video. This will be when we tackle this big tree here. I'll save it for that. So we just need to get it out of the way. I'm gonna have to pull it with the Kubota. But for the most part, we've cleared obstacle number 1. The wood's still beautiful and solid. That looks like walnut. Very old walnut tree. Still solid though, surprisingly. Oh. We're gonna cut this off. I kind of just wanted to see what's under all this dirt. I'm just gonna drop it down. We'll just leave it here. If I decide to do something with the stump later, I can come back for it. But I wanna get this off, and then I wanna cut that section off to get a lot of the weight here, because I think I'm gonna try to drop it down. I don't want this way up in the air. I won't be able to do anything with it. I wanna make a little bit of an undercut here, so when I cut it, hopefully it doesn't like fall and peel back the tree. And when I cut it, I'm just gonna have to jump out of the way because it's gonna flop over and it's a lot of weight, so just gotta pay attention. Well, that went pretty well. Got the stump off, and we got a nice 8.5 foot log here. And so now we can go on the other side and start working it down. And this thing is completely solid inside. Really nice looking wood. So this should make some really nice millable logs for us. If you look on the other side of this tree, I can't even reach it from the ground, so I've got to go start from the other side and work my way back. And hopefully when I get all the way back to here, it'll be an angle where this will slide out or I can pull it out, but we'll figure it out. We'll make something work. Oh, and I want to show you something about this basswood tree. It's kind of interesting. So we're over here at these basswoods. I believe these are basswoods, where the other end of this log is wedged into. And I was looking here, at first I thought maybe a fence or something went through this tree, but it actually looks like a long time ago at some point someone cut into it with a chainsaw, then changed their mind and didn't finish cutting it down. I don't know if that would have been my dad or if it would have been before him. I have no idea. The reason I think it's a chainsaw is it's wider over here and it closed here, so it ended up sitting back down on itself. Maybe someone cut into it and realized like, wait a minute, what kind of tree is this? This is really soft, because the basswood's not really great for firewood or anything, so, I mean, they've cut halfway through. I'm surprised it survived it. And this could have happened when it was a much smaller tree. I just don't know. But anyways, we're gonna cut on this side now and try to drop this tree down as we go. Maybe not. Everything's all cut up. I cut them all into 8.5-foot lengths. I've actually already got a plan for a lot of this wood. I gotta pull these two off the tree using a chain or whatever, and then get the logging trailer in here to actually get rid of these. So that's the next step. So let's keep working. It's the next day. I ended up calling it quits early yesterday because I hurt my back a little bit. Stretched it out a bunch last night, so I'm hoping it'll loosen up today. I don't know, it could be a limiting factor, but I want to get these logs out of here. It's going to be a challenge maneuvering everything, especially with a sore back. But we got 6 logs. One of them's pretty small, but 6 logs to get out of here and get up to the mill. And we'll see what we can do with that. See if this will work as a little bit of a ramp. That worked all right. Stop. Okay, that worked better than I expected. One way to loosen up your back just do a bunch of strenuous back work. You know those days when you're just so low energy, you're like, I should just relax today, let myself recover. But you decide, you know what, I'm gonna grind it out and get some work done. Those are the days when stuff like this happens. The side of this hill is facing south, and so the sun has heated it up just enough to thaw it out, so it's super slick. And of course my hitch is touching over there, so I can't go backwards or get traction, so I'm stuck. So I'm gonna have to walk all the way back to either the house and get a shovel, or all the way out to the sawmill and get a tractor. The problem with the tractor is it's cold enough that I probably need this to jumpstart it. So I guess this is obstacle number 5. I knew about 4 of them. Those went well. This one turned out to be the one to get us. Also, the winch isn't working. Probably wiring, I just need to look at it because I'd just winch myself out of here. But the bigger problem is, even once I get this out of here, which I will, how am I gonna get the logging trailer with logs across here? I'm gonna have to do something. So I guess I'm gonna walk up the hill, see if the tractor will start. If it does, the next time you see me, I'll be driving the tractor. Use it to pull this out of here or push it or something. I guess I have a chain hoist with me. Maybe I can just hook to that mulberry tree and hoist myself out. Let's try that first. Chain hoists don't work as well sideways. Because of this. There you go. It worked. If you watched the last video, I think I overworked myself a little bit there, and I'm paying for it now. Things just aren't going quite as planned. I thought this would be kind of an easy project, but there are no easy projects. At least not when you think they're gonna be easy. So I'm just gonna take a little break, regroup, figure out how I'm gonna fix that up to where I can get the logging trailer through there. Some days feel like play out here. It's just so much fun. Some days really do feel like a lot of work. Usually when it feels like work, it's not necessarily the work that I'm doing, but just my energy. Like, did I get a good night's sleep? Have I been pushing too hard? You know, so right now I feel pretty drained, and I can just tell when I'm drained, things seem to go wrong. And it's not that they're going wrong, it's my decision making isn't as good. I don't have the energy to like overcome certain things. So I'm just gonna take a little break, regroup, and then figure that out. So obstacle number 5. I wonder how many more obstacles we have. Whew. As you can see, the tractor started, which is awesome. I think this will be enough departure angle I can get through here. And I knocked it down here a little bit, which is where I was really getting hung up with the hitch. I didn't get to touch this side. It was a little sketchy with this little tractor, and everything's kind of slick and frozen at the same time. So I think I'll probably just do this with a shovel, or at a different day, I'll just drive the tractor through and clean it up. But hopefully this will do the trick, give us just enough room to get the logging trailer and the side-by-side through here so we can get these logs up to the mill and see what they look like. After I got that log up to the sawmill, I was sitting there completely shot, beat up, exhausted, but also I was thinking about it, I don't really want to beat up my equipment here either. This little dip in this creek is causing me so much trouble, and the ground's frozen, as you can see, that I'm having a hard time really digging it. And now it's the next day and the temperature dropped even more. It's 8 degrees right now, feels like -7. And so the ground's rock hard. I wouldn't even be able to get the tractor started. But by the end of the week, it's supposed to be in the mid-40s. So everything should soften up and I'll be able to really smooth this out. And I really want to get this fixed up right, because not only do I want to get this project done and get these logs out, but I got a bunch of other trees over there I want to get to. And I actually need your help, because one of them I'm not sure what it is. So if you guys can identify it in the comments, that would be amazing. I think I might know, but I'll show it to you. So after I show you that tree, that's where I'm going to end this video. And in the next video, we're going to fix this, finish this project, and maybe start the next one. So let me show you that tree, see if you guys know what it is. So just on the other side of this tree that I just cut out, there's this gaggle of trees. It's a little bit of a mess. And I want to clear it out for 2 reasons. One, I want to make a path so we can drive through and get up to our pine trees. But also I want to mill this wood. And this tree right here is the one that I'm not sure about. Let me show you and see if you guys can identify it. So this tree also uprooted. It's got some sort of fungus growing on. The bark is pretty thin and it just kind of flakes off. It kind of looks like a white oak bark, but it's not. I almost think it might be an elm tree, but I really don't know a lot about elms, so I'm not sure. So if you're looking at this thing and it's really obvious what it is to you, let me know. Yeah, I don't know if it's an elm or what it is. Give you a few close-ups. Yeah, just a real light, flaky bark. You know, it's not thick at all. At the root ball. And it's just in some low-lying land down by the creek bed. And I don't really see any trees around here that look like it. And it's been here for a long time. That's why I'm wondering if it's an elm. And it looks like it was a decently tall tree without any really monster branches like you'd find on a lot of oak trees. It's got some branches, but they're pretty small. So yeah, I don't know. If you know, let me know. I'm gonna head back up, make some coffee, get warmed up and healed up, and we'll see you in the next one.